Hello YouTube, this is SKillous, and I'm here with another bar video. I'm gonna show you what I've learned over the last couple of days. So if you talk about my experience in bar, after the video with Mark, I actually played some against Barbarian AIs, but after quite a while actually I realized they're quite easy to beat. So I did that, and yesterday I played against real opponents for the first time. It was actually a very fun experience. I never had anything like that before. So what I did is that I just jumped in the very first unranked lobby I saw in the game, and people were so friendly and they were so welcoming. They taught me a lot. I basically spent my whole evening yesterday playing with them, and they were giving me tips, and I'm very grateful. So shout out to, I believe, Varsloth and Red Peel and oh my god, I'll probably forget somebody. C3BO maybe? I'm not sure, but shout out to all of you guys. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section if you're watching this. But yeah, so I played that. I also watched a couple of videos on YouTube by the Barcast. It was also very useful. So here, and this is pretty much my second morning of playing. This is the next day after that evening of play. I'm playing Armada, as you can see. The reason for that is because I think it probably fits my playstyle the most, because Armada has these small little bots, ticks, and Cortex, the second faction, doesn't have them. So I believe that like fast mobile units, they should benefit me the most, right? Because I am a StarCraft 2 player, so my game speed should be quite fast, and technically I should be able to outmaneuver my opponents better. But to be honest, of course, I need some extra skills for that. Like right now, I don't quite have the skills. So if you talk about the game, the build order was, I don't want to go too deep into the details for the build order because I don't really know myself what I'm doing. I mean, I know kind of, but I'm still learning, because as you can see, for example, right now I'm overflowing energy. Although the wind speed is very fast, so I guess that's the reason why I do that, but still not optimal, right? Probably a good player would avoid that. At the same time, I take the map control with my ticks, and I macro around the map with one constructor that I built, and my main commander stays at base. The reason for that is, what I figured is that the commander is quite slow, so usually I try to first boost my production with the commander, and the second I'm trying to build as many structures as possible without moving. So here, as you can see, I'm assisting my production a little bit. This was I'm not sure about this construction turret. Like, I mean, of course, there are going to be a lot of misplays, guys, okay? I'm not saying that I'm a good player by any means, but yeah, I'm really trying my best. I think I saw that I have so many. See here, I understand my mistake. I realized that, okay, it wasn't the best call to get the construction turret right now. But I still have the map control with ticks. I see what's going on. I see that my opponent is slowly taking his expansions. By the way, about the opponent, I'm not quite sure who that is. I guess you can say it's like a ranked play. So yeah, you can see his nickname. We already played around maybe like 6 or 7 days this morning. The very first one I won, actually, but I think he was playing some kind of a troll build order. But after that, he absolutely destroyed me in every single game we played. And this is probably the best game I've got against him. And of course, I learned a lot, because every game I was like, okay, this is what went wrong, this is what went wrong. For example, my commander positioning is what I learned from that games, because a couple of games I just had not enough construction power at the start of the games. That's probably the reason why I overbuilt my construction power right now, right? I built this one extra turret that wasn't really required yet, but as you can see now, the wind speed is maximum, and it actually kind of lines up, right? I don't bug that much. I also built this storage for my electricity, for my energy, because I felt like I don't have enough room if wind goes too hard. Like for this kind of situations, I want to have some extra spare storage that I can see. I'm trying to get some more map control, but here I see that the commander is is in the middle of the map for my opponent, so I can't really pressure that side anymore, although I can definitely pressure the left side because I have a lot of ticks still. I have some pawns reinforcing actually, so this is what I'm doing right now. I'm opening with some pawn, with some ticks, and after I transition into pawns. To be honest, the army comp is definitely my weakest point, so if you guys have any suggestions, and especially later into the game you will see how bad it is for me, because so far I've been mostly focusing on economy, of course, because yes, economy is always the most important part. So here I find the vulnerable tower, so I kill the tower, I kill the the miner, but actually it's funny, I think I came too close, so my ticks blew up. Because of the miner. This is not quite the mechanic I'm familiar with. So yeah, from StarCraft I definitely I don't see anything bad, right, in coming very close to my opponent. But as you can see, this is what I mean that I cannot play fast. Like my opponent is probably doing the best job build order wise and army composition wise. Like he knows what he's doing, but speed is my ally, right? Like I can exploit my weaknesses of my opponent if I find some, and in this case I'm just trying to be as active as possible, right? I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't expand for free. So by far he only expanded with on the left when he had some units there, and he expanded with his commander in the middle of the map, right? And I can't really contest the commander, which is fine. As you can see, my commander is still boosting my production. I'm actually quite happy with my macro at this moment. Yeah, like I have a lot of energy, I constantly producing, I keep expanding to the bottom and to the top side of the map. Another big addition that I've made, actually a very good pick off, I killed the constructor of my opponent, very good. Also try to exploit this position, but what I noticed, my opponent is playing like more of a defensive kind of style, right? He builds a lot of turrets, expands slowly, doesn't really counterattack, and after he has a good setup, he tries to get a good stream of units going, which is yeah, which is pretty much the opposite of me, right? I'm just trying to keep the pace up the whole game. I'm trying to exploit these weaknesses, so I think we are a good match for each other. Like he's playing the slow defensive style, and I'm the person who tries to exploit it. As you can see, he has a lot of turrets. Another thing that I learned, and as you can see, I use it much more, so actual bar players won't laugh at me as much anymore, is that I use my mouse wheel a lot. Like I scroll my map up a lot, and I try to look from the top. I also micro my units in like blobs kind of thing. So I would, if you talk about, if you want to compare it with StarCraft, then I would probably say it's like Zerg type of movement, you know, like I don't really care that much for micro individual units like I do, for example, with Protoss, right, or like with Terran. It's more like I'm trying to find a good position instead and get a good surround, because in this game actually surrounds are very important because you have flank damage, I believe, so you get like more damage if you flank your opponent, so you really want to do that. My economy is still going all right, I think. Yeah, I can't really complain about that. As you can see, I built some more turrets, but here it starts to be a bit more dicey for me, because I think my opponent is finally happy with his economy, so he starts to put much more pressure on me. As you can see, it becomes much harder. So to be honest, I would probably say it's a bad matchup for him, style-wise, because this is by far my best strength, right? Like my best strength is macro, is being greedy, and controlling the map. So this is exactly what I'm doing, trying to expand, but he actually once again did a very good job with his commander movement. I'm not exactly sure what I prefer. I probably like the way I do it at the start, because the commander is actually providing a very big boost to the economy. And what I also like is that you're flexible if you have commander in the main base, because if you have commander, then if you don't have enough energy, you can build additional wind turbines, for example, or the things for okay, actually a very important moment here. I get the reclaim bot. You will see how useful it's going to be in the later game. This is also a very big addition that I learned yesterday, that reclaim bots are actually considered OP and very strong. So I'm trying to use them more often. So here I drew a big circle, and in this circle, if you're unfamiliar with bar, I will try to explain a little bit more. I believe I'm not sure what I'm issuing right now. I think right now I'm issuing the, I changed my mind 2 times, I think. So at first I was issuing the resurrect command, and after I issued the reclaim command, because I thought that I might just use this metal, because as you can see, I bank a lot of energy. I don't have enough metal, so I was in a little bit of a panic mode. I'm still in the panic mode because I add a construction turret. I don't need the construction turret. Yes, this is what I need. I guess in case of emergency, it's a good idea to get energy converters, because as you can see, my energy is just wasting, right? So it would be much better to just transfer this energy into additional metal. That would be very useful. At the very bottom side, I establish a good defense, because I don't really want to care that much about that area. I also managed to get to sneak in my opponent's into my opponent's defenses and completely destroyed the bottom side of the map. I also see that his commander is actually, you see, I saw that commander is moving to the left side. He probably was going to build something there. So I understand that, okay, on the very right side, in the middle of the map, he probably has not enough defenses. So not only turrets won't cut it. Like, I have way too many forces. So here I see that the base is completely exposed. So I get all my units there. I keep rallying my units on the left side of the map. Okay, here I accidentally built more construction turrets. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. So now I'm like, it's probably not the most optimal thing you can do, right, to get this converters that early. Maybe it would be, definitely it would be better to keep expanding, but at this, as you can see on the webcam, I was not very happy about that I lost my constructors on the rally point. So what I was saying is that it's probably not that efficient to get these converters early on, but I think in these circumstances, when your game situation is not that amazing, or like your metal income is not that amazing and you have a lot of excess energy, it's probably a good way of fixing your economy temporarily, right? You never really want to get into this kind of situations, but once you get into it, this is the best fix, at least in my opinion. So now I fix my economy a little bit, I believe. Now I start getting a little bit more metal income going. My converters are working. I still have a very good energy income. And now I feel very comfortable in the game, because I managed to kill his base on the very right side. I killed his base in the middle of the map. Right now I'm killing the base on the top left side. I'm not showing it, but you could see it on the minimap. I also kill some of the bots, so his economy is complete shambles right now. And I feel very confident right now, to be honest. Like, I feel like I'm winning hard. On the left side, it doesn't look that promising, but as you can see, my opponent has switched into some kind of tanks, and honestly, I don't know what to do about that. So I still feel like I'm lacking metal, so I get my reclaim bots and I start to reclaim this metal from the battlefield. Once again, if you don't know how this works, so pretty much after the unit dies, the unit either leaves scraps that you can use to resurrect the units, or it just leaves some metal behind. And both of these things you can reclaim by the reclaim bot. So you can either resurrect your unit just using energy without any metal, or you can collect a lot of metal by just getting all the metal that was used for the unit that has fallen onto the battlefield. So this is exactly what I'm doing. This gives me a very good stream of extra metal. I intercept this army. It consists of a lot of the tanks, but I simply have enough units. I also established this position on the very bottom not very, but just in the middle bottom side. So I also feel quite comfortable that I managed to secure this position, because I know that my opponent wanted to expand there. Now I can, after I have enough turrets, I can actually expand myself. Now I see that I probably have enough construction power with my construction turrets on the main base, so I will use my commander instead to build extra power, because now I see that my power is running out a little bit, probably because I have enough production power, plus because I started to reclaim units in the middle of the map. So I feel very comfortable on the map. I feel like I have more than enough units everywhere. I built a couple of extra reclaim bots, as you can see, one is coming out of my factory right now, just to keep resurrecting my units. I keep pushing forward. As you can see, this is what I was talking about. I'm trying to... Okay, this is a resurrect command, the pink area like this. This is resurrect. So I'm trying to make as big flank as possible, so my opponent has the hardest time possible to break this position. And right now I start to have a little bit of a doubt, because I don't really feel like I have the right army comp. It's very hard for me to judge, because I don't know. I don't know at all like how expensive some units are, how cheap they are. But in this case, it kind of feels like his units are a little bit better, simply because I believe the tanks are slightly faster than my bots that I'm building right now. So as you can see, I'm like, okay, I lost this fight, and I probably shouldn't have lost this fight. So let's try to get some other units. I'm getting slightly more expensive tier 1 units, I believe. I don't know how to call it. In my mind, it's like tier 2, tier 1 units, if it makes sense, you know? Because there is like very cheap units, and there is like slightly more expensive units on tier 2. If you compare to StarCraft, it's like Marine and Marauder, you know? I would say that Marauder is like tier 2, tier 1 unit. I mean, it doesn't make much sense, but I hope you know what I mean. So at the bottom side of the map, I also use the reclaim command, but on my constructor, because constructor was there. I was like, okay, I see a lot of scraps, so I can just reclaim all the scraps on the ground and get a good stream of metal going. Meanwhile, I keep expanding, and I try to hold this position, although my opponent is definitely beating me in this situation, because yeah, he managed to secure a big chunk of the map right now. He killed like 2 or 3, maybe even more extractors. I didn't really keep up with that, so I feel like my economy got much worse. So I'm trying to reclaim this position, and also in the middle of the map, as you can see, I have a lot of the scraps of the units. You can see the dead bodies of the tanks and all the other units, and at this situation I'm like, wait. Okay, so I don't know what beats my opponent's units. What if I just built some reclaim bots and I try to use his own units instead of him? Because actually what you can do is you can resurrect your opponent's units, and so it doesn't even matter, I think, if you resurrect your own units or you resurrect your opponent's units. So what I can do is actually I can resurrect, yeah, this is exactly the moment when I realized that. I was like, okay, I'm winning this fight, so if I just secure this position and I get my reclaim bots in this position, and I will just slowly resurrect all the units at the back front, my army actually will get very strong. And in the meantime, I transition into tier 2, because once again, I have no idea what I'm doing army composition wise. So I'm like, okay, let's just get tier 2. I have enough economy, so I hope at least my tier 2 units will be strong enough to fight his units, whatever he builds. At the same time, I keep expanding, but my main thing is obviously to hold this middle side of the map. I also issued a small reclaim command with my reclaim bots are resurrecting, and my constructor is actually trying to, I think, okay, no, yeah, I changed this command, because yeah, I think I was thinking about getting some of the scraps, so getting some of the metal out without resurrecting units, but I changed my mind. Instead, I decided to put a turret down. I decided to put a sensor tower in the middle of the map. The sensor is very strong because it shows you, it's like a sensor tower from StarCraft on steroids. It's like it shows you such a big part of the map, and it shows you the. I believe that your units are moving. Your opponent's units are moving in the. Yeah, as you can see, I can see in the fog of war that my opponent is moving his units somewhere. So this is I think this is a very OP thing, and it should be nerfed in some way. It feels way too strong, but of course, now I'm trying to use it in my advantage. And this is what I was talking about. I got tier 2. Now I will try to upgrade all of my So from tier 2 production structure, you can actually produce a tier 2 builder, tier 2 SCV, it pretty much has more powerful buildings. So in my case, what I really want to do with tier 2 worker, I want to upgrade my metal collectors. So metal collectors are just get insane efficiency. I believe it's like x4 out of the normal one. Yeah, as you can see now I have already one and another one is building. Also, I noticed that on the left side of the map, my opponent was trying to expand very cautiously, like without any defense there. So I was like, wait, maybe I can actually punish that. Although he uses it to his own advantage to break this middle position where I was trying to reclaim all the units. So he focused my reclaim bots, which was very good call by him, definitely. A very experienced player, so he knows what he's doing. And now I try to still keep this position up, and now I see, wait, my opponent actually has a commander in the middle of the map, and I see that, I'm like, okay, my eyes are my eyes are wide open. I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do. If I kill the commander of my opponent, the game is over. This is a win condition in this game. If you kill commander, the game finishes pretty much. I also see that there is probably not enough there is not enough defenses. I still see this commander because of one of the sensors, one of the sensor towers I built on the middle of the map. So now I try to split my army a little bit because the commander has this powerful attack with fire, and now look at how happy I am. I actually killed his commander, so his whole economy and his whole base blows up. And this is it. This is my win. As you can see, the point was 35 MMR. To be honest, I don't really know how good or bad it is, but yeah, you can let me know in the comment section. Also, all the tips are appreciated, and then thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.